All right. And I believe that we are live. I think. Are we? Oh, look at that. 30 seconds in. All right. So, welcome to the next episode of the Not Dave Grohl Show, where it used to have a tagline, but I stopped using it because not only can I not remember it, I'm kind of bored of it. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of bored of the name of the show. So, I'm guessing anybody who is following me on Facebook saw the little joke that I put up yesterday, where I claimed I was giving up the music. Needless to say, nope, not happening. As a matter of fact, it is so not happening that not only is that really bad joke obviously a joke, I also ended up taking on more work an hour later. A friend of mine called me yesterday and he says, so I did this thing for my wife for her anniversary where I performed a couple of songs and had a videographer come in and shoot the whole performance, but he didn't capture any audio of the performance. So he says, hey, why don't you help me record these songs and then we'll sync them back to the video? Sounds like fun to me, especially when he told me what the songs were. As it turns out, I'm going to be doing not one, not two, but 3 Cure covers from scratch. I will be doing, let me get my list here really quick. Friday I'm in Love, Just Like Heaven, and Pictures of You, all of which are great songs. And I am also a huge Cure fan, so no complaints here. But even better than that, I put this thing up on Facebook and oh, hi Christina, how are you doing? Of all my faves, yes, I totally agree. All 3 of those songs were really good. The only way that he could make that even sweeter is if he put Fascination Street in there, because I love the bass line to that song. My hair is going everywhere tonight, but I don't really care. But because I put this joke on Facebook and my friends are all assholes, they decided that not only were they going to see through my ruse, that they were all going to roast me in the process. And the thing about roasting, you shouldn't roast the dude with the microphone. So all y'all are getting roasted back tonight. What is going on with my camera? We're going to fix this really fast, because the compensation is way too high. That is a lot better. And I require more saturation. There. Now it looks like a cheap adult film in here. But, yeah. And I'm going to go in here into my comment section. First commenter was the immortal Rambo Miller, who posted a cute little GIF offering me $2 for all of my equipment. Not happening. Then my friend Coco DeMilo decided to post the following. You know what? I support this. You're a terrible musician anyways. I agree. I agree. I really should consider quitting, but I'm not going to just to piss you off. Oh, and then there's Jason Day here. Oh, Jason, who decided to make me aware that the local strip club is looking for dancers. Yeah, I interviewed for that position. I'm stripping under your name. And, Derek, husband, I really hope you are watching right now. I really hope you're watching right now. Because this one's going to sting. I'm pregnant and I'm pretty sure it's yours. Well, I'm pretty sure I sold you to science. And I am not going to share the check with you. Have fun being the only bearded pregnant dude. And to Matt Blankenship, who was a little bit more kind. You think I'm going to fall for that one? You must be tripping, especially today. I'll admit, I thought of that idea for an April Fool's joke 5 minutes before I posted it, and had I had more full foresight and put more thought into it, I would have made it a bit more convincing. The only thing I can say to you, my guy, I will think of a better one for next year, and I will put in more effort just because you asked. And Brett Warnellis, who just simply commented, bullshit. Yes. Yes, that was bullshit. Okay, now I'm just having fun. Sold you to science sounds like a euphemism for something. Wouldn't you like to know? But, so yeah, anyways, not only am I not quitting, much to everyone's dismay or much to everybody's joy, I don't care one way or another, I do this for me. Could not care less what any of you guys think, unless I send you my songs, and then you'd better say wonderful things about me. Or, well, I'm not going to do very much. I still don't really care. However, yes, I did take on more work, and the good news is that because I was thinking about more cover songs to add to the YouTube channel, I'm going to have 3 more to choose from. And I am going to be filming video because Rob Seacrest is going to be singing on these, and he's going to be playing bass on these. So I'm going to take time to capture video of that and put together something for it. I think that that'll be pretty good. But anyways, wow, I've only managed to take up 10 minutes. I saw this going a lot longer in my head. That's what she said. But yeah, so there's that. I was going to turn this into a lesson on parallel drum compression this evening, which maybe I'll still do. I don't know yet. I'm kind of post-workout worn out and still need to go for a run, so I don't know how long I'm going to carry on this episode tonight. It might be the shortest one in history, which might make everyone really happy, or it might make everyone really sad. Guess how I'm going to finish that. But, yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about. And I don't remember what it is. Maybe you guys are going to get lucky tonight. That's what happens when you've only got 2 brain cells left and one of them is on fire. But I think what I'm going to be working on this week is programming a lot of drums. And I really do want to do something on using parallel compression to make your drums sound a little bit more interesting. Kind of how I got the drum effects in the Failure song. Why the snare sounds like a shotgun blast, despite the fact that the guitars are clearly over top of it and clearly... yes, it is totally what she said, Christina. It's totally what she said. And I know that because I was there. And that's going to be a big thing, because I know that a lot of people struggle with drum programming and getting it the way that it should sound. And it's something that I struggled with for a really long time. And honestly, it wasn't until 2 or 3 months ago that I really figured out how to get the drums sounding right without overpowering the rest of the mix. So that is in my lesson plans. And you know what? I think we are going to do that tonight. So, let's do this. This is what happens when you think you have more to say than you actually do, and you're like, oh, I only took up 12 minutes and 45 seconds of everybody's time tonight. Just like heaven. All right, we're going to program a little section of this evening. And I need to create a new scene, so things are going to go dark for just a second because I had to reset OBS yet again because it never works right. Please fix your software. Add existing. There we go, and we are back, and we are live yet again because I lack foresight. And not assholes, just sinister. I think you're splitting hairs, dude. I think you're just splitting hairs. And so that you guys can see my lovely face, video capture device, Elgato, let's add it. Why not? There I am, moving around the screen, making you dizzy. There you go. Shrink this just a tiny bit, make this just a little bit larger, and I think we are good to go. So, throw OBS over on that window, open up Reaper on this window, and I will attempt to stay at the in frame somehow. So I've already set the BPM on this. What else do I need to do? Let us import project template. We are going to use that one. And no, we are not going to save this. And it is going to go dead momentarily while I add my mic back. Reroute 1 and 2. Are we live? Oh. That's a problem. And make myself audible yet again. There we go. All right. All right. And it looks like everybody can hear. Let me just look at OBS really quick. Yes, we are good. All right. So, reset the BPM back to 151, which is what the original song was like. And we are going to program a few bars of this, and let's see. Let's add a bar here. All right. All right. I think that is the basic I think we got an extra kick in there. I think that's it. And we need China crashes here. Oh no. That is vanilla pudding pop to you, little missy, with lavender. Let's see. And we need to minimize these. Vanilla pudding pop. Much better. Much, much better. Thank you. Nope, we need closed, not open. And that one needs to actually be an open hi-hat. No, not all of them. This is not a disco beat. to return the velocity of that. And we will take those down to half volume. And then I got to figure out where the crash is, or the... think that. All right, and then we need it also on these two hits. And then we're going to repeat this a couple of times, even though that's not fully how the... Are you sending me stars? Dude. That is so awesome of you. Thank you so much. Nikita just sent me 60 stars. That, dude, honestly... That is so amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh man, I might have like an emotional moment here. And I think it should go like that. Okay, now we need to fix those China crashes. All right, and then we should just be able to repeat those two bars. Good night, Nikita, and thank you for the stars yet again. That was amazing of you. You have no idea how much that helps me out. Thank you so much. All right. So we've got a basic drum loop set up here that more or less, and you sent me another 50, dude. Oh my God. Like this is seriously a moment for me right here. That is amazing. Thank you so much yet again. And you have a good night. And then I got to figure out the tom pattern because it actually opens up on this bar, but it kind of has like a tom fill into the second part of the drum sequence. I may not even worry about that for right now because that's kind of weirdly timed. So we may just play with the primary loop here. And I'm going to loop that a few more times. All right, and that would probably go up to the part right where the guitar enters. And right now, I'm just guessing. I've as many times as I've listened to these songs, I've quite honestly never, in any way, shape, or form, ever dissected them. To the degree that I have some of the other covers that I've worked on, so I'm kind of just doing this from what I remember of the song. So I know that like these fills they don't repeat in quite that fashion, but it's close enough for now to demonstrate what I want to. So we're going to create another track really quick, and we're going to call this primary drum bus, and we're going to call this MIDI, and we are going to grab all of these and drag them up into that bus, and we are going to delete out all of these auxiliaries that we don't need. One of these days, I'm going to fix this template so that it is actually the way it should be. And yes, I'm going to delete all of those out of there because I don't actually need them. And let's put these on a loop really fast, and I just want to balance these a little bit. I'm not going to do anything too serious to them because this is really just for demonstration. All right, so now I'm going to create another track, and I'm going to put it above this, and this is going to be parallel. Let me turn caps lock off. All right. And so what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to create a bunch of routes to this. And the only things that I want to capture are the drums. I do not want to capture the cymbals on this. I'm sure some people would disagree with that, but let's see. I want to capture that. And then rack tom, floor tom 1, and floor tom 2. And you can kind of hear that like adds a lot of snap to it, but we're going to do something here. So we're going to go into the primary drum bus, and first off, we're going to put a limiter on it. Because I'm going to add an EQ in there, even though we're not going to use that for right now. And then I am going to... let's get a saturator in there. All right, and that's about how I would set up my primary drum bus. Now, with the parallel drum bus, I guess, do I really want to go into why I compressed that the way that I did? Oh, always remember to turn the analog button on. But the reason that I do this the way that I do it is because I want the transients to come in, and so that the drums get a little bit of snap to them. But I also want it to cut off at a fairly quick rate as well. So it gives the drums a little bit more pump. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to drag this effects panel up here to the parallel drum bus, but I'm going to change a setting on here. I'm going to leave that where it is. I'm going to turn this up 10 to 1, and let's mute this out. The other thing that I want to do just to give this a little bit more, I kind of want to give it a little bit of room to it. Yeah, we'll just leave the pre-delay alone. But so that it gets a little bit more room in it. All right, so kind of what you're hearing at the moment with the parallel compression. I'm gonna completely take out the parallel compression. And now I'm gonna add it all the way back. And you're gonna hear there the snare comes through a lot sharper. Probably a little bit sharper than we want it. But basically, I just turned this into a wet dry knob. So what I can do, in comparison to my drum bus, and as you can hear, it gives the drums a lot more pump. But you've also seen me do parallel compression with bass as well. If you've ever noticed, I create a completely separate channel and I kind of blend that signal in back to the original. But that is kind of, you know, just listen to the difference. Well, right now that snare has good hit, but is it going to punch above a mix? Probably not. But as I start adding this back in, actually, if I've got it up that high, you can really hear that snare start to snap, but that's more than we want. So what that's going to do is it's going to allow the drums to cut a little bit better through the mix. But we're going to do one thing very quickly. So let's get the bass out really quick. And I'm going to have to retune this really quick because I was working on something else the other night. But that is quite all right. You can do that really fast. Oh. actually. Let me look up the tab to this just really quick. Because I want to make sure. I'm pretty sure they're playing in E standard, but I want to check really fast. Yeah, they're playing in standard. All right, and I am going to fumble through. I think that's more or less it, so we're going to track that into the song really quick. Trying to loop off. And I'm going to play with the pick, even though I probably shouldn't. Because it may have been played fingerstyle. It certainly sounds that way on the original track. Count in before recording. Okay. Try that one more time. Because it comes in on such a weird beat. All right, that'll do for now. And now we're going to do the same exact thing with the bass. Because one thing that the Cure were famous for was using a ton of effects on their bass. So we get to have a little bit of fun. One of these days, I'm going to remember. So I use the same exact plugins on bass every single time, and it never changes. So why don't I ever just define a preset for it? Bring that down to about -12. There we go. And low pitch. All right, and that works. So now we set up our parallel on this. We're going to do it the exact same way by sending the original bass signal to a new channel, in which case the big things that we're going to add here that are different. First off, let's add some distortion to it and set it to stereo. All right. Not sure if I like this chorus though. Let's try a different chorus. That one's a little too... I don't know what the... All right, so yeah, and that actually sounds pretty good. So you can see as the way the bass is laid in there, and really we should just group these together as well, because it would be rude not to. If we wanted to, we could even add in the synthy strings. So why not give that a shot? Take that, Nick Nocturnal. How to build a cover in 47 minutes. Watch that get me in trouble. Go into strings and voice here. And I want synth strings. Set that to this. That's a little too 1970s. Let's get this loaded. They don't have enough reverb on them. believe that's pretty close. Let's try sweeping strings. I want to see what that does. So let's go ahead and remove this. And yes, I realize you can't see what I'm doing with the plugins. Just get it out of there. Remove. Delete device. There we go. Oof. It's a little alien. Alright. Go ahead and delete. Okay. Enough of me pretending to sing. Let's see here. Let's get a reverb in there. Okay. Now, a hall seems about fine. Let's take some of the wet signal out. That sounds about right. I think we can fake that effect. Just for giggles, let's give this a shot. No, it's a little too thick. Delete that out. We do need a compressor in here, and I'm gonna set this at 4:1. Yep, and that is probably a little bit too loud, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and record that in there. Can blend that a little bit better. Let's see here. All right. All right, so you can kind of hear there when everything is balanced in there really well. It is, you've still got good attack on the snare. You still have a good hit on the kick. So that is a good place to use parallel compression because it is keeping the drums above without making them too loud and without making them blistering, but it still feels loud. Oh, how about... I'm kind of surprised, actually, that it has not been... Because it's been recording my voice the whole time. I'm surprised you couldn't hear me talking back. And I'm not quite sure if the synth is accurate to the song either. I just know that that general movement is in there somewhere. But I don't necessarily know if that is exactly how it's played. You know, that's kind of what this is good for. Let's try this again. All right, we're going to have a little bit more fun because I think let's see. How's it go? What is he playing there? Okay. So, let's track an acoustic guitar in there. And we're just going to keep building on it. And hopefully we will have something approximating the original song. All right, let's give it a shot. What have I been? Okay. Seems like my acoustic is a little bright. Let me go grab my tuner really quick, and I need my Telecaster anyways, so I will be right back. And of course, the battery's dead. So we'll improvise. Oh yeah, that's way out. That sounds a lot better. I forgot. It was still in drop tuning from where I was working on the failure track. So, let's try this again. Try that one more time. And that works. Let's get some playback on that. Let me get my microphone back up to a level where I can actually talk to you guys. All right. Of course, that's only an approximation. Once again, I don't know how to play these parts. I am just guessing based on the chord changes. So, if they do not sound accurate to the original song, well, no shit. You know what? While we're doing that. add compressors to this really quick. And that's probably going to be close enough. Let's go ahead and drag it to that track as well. That should make these nice and bright, and we can mix them in really fast. All right, so we're a little bit closer now. Now we are going to add in some Telecastery stuff. Let's get something that is not a bass amp going here. All right. Maybe a little bit spacier than that. Let's see here. No. No. I think that's the way he plays it. Who cares? It's in scale. We'll go with it. All right, let's check tuning real quick, make sure we're in. All right. Let's go ahead and capture that. Double that. And by the way, I do not make a point of copying and pasting performances, but since this is for demonstration purposes, we're going to go ahead and do it this time. And I think we've got, Let's see. Do we have... Yeah, how could we forget the most important line of the song? That's what everybody's going to remember, right? So, let's... turn the tremolo off. All right, let's add one more track in here, and then we're going to do a little balancing. And then we will have a demo of the beginning of this. Or at least somewhat of an approximation. Turn these rhythms down just a little bit so I can actually feel what's going on. And that concludes all of the parts that you would hear in the beginning of that song. Granted, the intro is a hell of a lot longer than that, but it is more than enough here that we can... And now we got a bunch of guitars competing in there, so we got to get those in check. But this should sound absolutely friggin' blissful by the end of it. We're going to do that. Definitely. Come on, load up. And we're going to enable that. All right. So we're going to put the loop back on. So, for, let's see, an hour and 23 minutes, plus about 15 minutes of me rambling and making fun of people. We've already managed to get it that polished, and you can still hear the drums are still punching out very nicely over everything else. And now, actually there is one final part we need to do here, and we're going to create sends for this, and while this is along the same idea of using a parallel compression, it's not really the same thing. Let's go through and label all of these really quick so I know what's what. Yeah, got that one panned. And I'm doing this with headphones too, so I don't even know what it's going to sound like through the studio monitors yet. Maybe it'll not sound great. Maybe it'll sound amazing. I don't know. But we're going to find. I will find out off stream, because this is getting sent to the guy that I am producing these tracks for. Okay, here comes the fun part. Everything's gonna get super muddy for a minute. As I add in a reverb section. That just makes the whole guitar section sound a little bit fuller, and I just like to do it on its own track where all the reverbs are being processed through one simulation. But and let's add a little simulation. Let's add a compressor to this. And I think everything sounds fairly well blended for a rough mix and for something I just barely started an hour ago. All right, and to really have some fun with this, why don't I add some mastering to this? But before I do this, the cure, just like heaven, get this. All right, now. I'm going to add some stuff here to the master bus. Normally, I would not do this in this manner, but just to give it that little extra bit of polish before I send it off, why not? This might get a little loud. turn that mastering off so there's no delay. But one thing that I need to do is I need to tame with the mastering on. Right now it's off. Now it's on. I'm going to call, let me turn the mastering back off because that adds a lot of delay. But I'm going to call that good enough. And you can notice that all the instruments are very present. They're very well blended. Everything feels very well glued. Not bad for an hour and 40 minutes worth of work, if I do say so myself. However, I think this might be the first time I've done an episode over an hour in probably about a month, so I'm kind of proud of myself. But I'm going to render this off and I'm going to send it to the guy that I am doing this for, just to let him know that I've been working on it and see what he thinks. I think it sounds dangerously close, even though the lead guitar tone I used is not really right for what was on the original record, but that's okay. This is a rough demo. And really, more than anything, it was just to demonstrate how parallel compression can make your drums push just a little bit harder through the mix without making them louder. But that's it. That's the demonstration. And yeah, so that is how you do that. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. But I don't know. I am out of shit for tonight. That was really all I had planned. So with that being said, I am going to say goodnight, and I'm going to ask anybody still watching to click the likes and the follows and the subscribes. And thank you for joining. To my friends, thank you for letting me roast you. Hopefully you realize by now, should never insult the dude with the microphone. Love you guys. Anyways, have a good night, and maybe I'll see you again later this week. Maybe it'll be next week. I don't really know. But I will be back somewhere in the very near future. Good night, everyone.